Well, it's been a while. I think it's finally time I read you something else. You see, we had a lot of stuff to read last time. So, let's see. There's a lot of stuff to read here in this book. I will say that. And plus, it's hard to find what we've read and what we haven't. We've read The Babysitter. I don't think we've read The Attic. So let's read The Attic. Alright. The Attic. A man named Rupert lived with his dog in a house deep in the woods. Rupert was a hunter and a trapper. The dog was a big German shepherd named Sam. Rupert had raised Sam from a pup. Almost every morning Rupert went hunting and Sam stayed behind and guarded the house. One morning as Rupert was checking his traps, he got the feeling that something was wrong at home. He hurried back as fast as he could, but when he got there, he found that Sam was missing. He searched the house and the woods nearby, but Sam was nowhere to be found. To be seen, sorry. He called and he called, but the dog did not answer. For days, Rupert looked for Sam, but he could find no trace of him. Finally, he gave up and went back to his work. But one morning, he heard something moving in the attic. He picked up his gun, then he thought, I'd better be quiet about this. So he took off his boots, and in his bare feet, he began to climb in the attic stairs. He slowly took one step, then another, until at last he reached the attic door. He stood outside listening, but he didn't hear a thing. Then he opened the door, and At this point, the storyteller stopped as if he has finished. Then usually somebody will ask, why did Rupert scream? Storyteller replies, you'd scream too if you stepped on a nail in your bare feet. Now let's see. That was the end. Let's see if we can find another story. The Little Black Dog. Alright. Let's see. Billy Mansfield said that a little black dog followed him wherever he went. But he was the only one who it saw. So people thought he was kind of crazy to drive the dog away. Billy was always hollering at it, throwing rocks at it, but the dog always came back. The first time Billy saw that dog was the day he fought. I'm sorry, but I don't know how to pronounce that name. Billy was just a young man then, but the Brutons and Billy's family had been feuding for years. When Billy saw Salds riding towards him, he hit the Bruton in the back, knocking him from his horse. Bruton's horse ran off, and his thing fell when he couldn't reach it. He laid there on the ground, pleading with Billy not to kill him. But Billy killed him anyways. Bruton's little black dog was with him when he was shot. The dog kept licking Bruton's face and barking at, snarling. Billy, in his anger, Billy killed the dog. Too, there wasn't much law enforcement in those days, so Billy was arrested. But all that night he heard Bruton's dog outside his cabin scratching on his door and barking to let him in. I'm imagining this. Billy said to himself, I shot that dog. It's dead. But the next morning Billy saw the dog. It was waiting for him outside. From then on, there was not a day when he didn't see it, and there wasn't a night where he didn't hear it scratching on his door, barking to be let in. From then on, Billy was always finding black dog hairs on the sofa, on the floor, in his bed, even in his food. In the house, in the yard, the stank of the dog, that was Billy said. Whenever somebody told him there was any dog to see, he'd say, maybe you don't see it, but I don't, but I do, and I'm not any crazier than you. Things went on like that for many years. Then one morning in the middle of the winter, the neighbor didn't see any smoke coming out of Billy's chimney. When they went over to check, Billy wasn't there. A day or so later, they found his body lying in the snow in a field back of his cabin. Billy had plenty enemies, and at first it seemed like somebody might have killed him, but there wasn't a mark on his body, and there weren't any footprints out there except for Billy's. The doctor said Billy probably died of old age, but there was something odd about his death. When the neighbors found Billy, there were black dog hairs on him, on his clothes. There were even a few on his face. It smelled like a dog that had been out there, yet no one had seen a dog anywhere. The end. You know, now, this book has a lot of scary stories in it. Like a lot. I've even got marks here at the top. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got marks there at the top. Because if y'all don't know, and if y'all don't have this book actually has songs. Y'all know I play the clarinet. It is choir music. I'm not sure if it is. And it's my clef. It's the treble clef. I might play it one day. There's 3 songs in here. I might play them. I might not. But I guess for now, bye-bye.